Day 3 is basically over for the Cardinals, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of what's happening. Monty, you're not cooking right now. Apparently, we have just signed special teamer after special teamer. We tenured Greg Dortch, which means he's probably gonna be back on a $3 million contract. LJ Collier's back, which I think is a fantastic move. We'll dive into all three of these in just a second. We just signed another linebacker. He played special teams. That's probably what he's gonna be for us. I'm assuming Akeem is going to be the next off-ball rotational inside linebacker. He's probably gonna get a lot of minutes. But I'm not a fan of how this is taking place. I mean, I feel like we did upgrade, obviously, with Josh Sweat. That's a huge addition. Love that. We needed an edge. We got somebody, we got a veteran who has Super Bowl leadership. We need that. That is a good piece. But outside of that, we have not addressed defensive tackle at all. If we're going the draft route, that's fine. We have Darius Robinson. I'm assuming they're going to take his next leap and just pray that that is what takes place, is that Darius Robinson elevates after being healthy. But we need somebody. Justin Jones, Bilal Nichols, those are mistake contracts. I understand why you did them, but those are mistakes. You have to own that, understand that Bilal Nichols is not it. If we ended up cutting him, wouldn't have been mad whatsoever. Justin Jones, I'm fine keeping rostered, but signing both of those guys to contracts and trying to elevate the floor and it not working, you've got to understand your mistakes. You can't be afraid to throw a contract out to someone like Hargrave, who the Vikings signed. Very unfortunate, but we also were apparently in the rumor for some corners. We haven't signed a single corner yet. We've signed two guys at the linebacker position who have been known for playing special teams. That's not very great. We signed Greg Dortch, where our receiver separation was terrible last year. It was absolutely awful, and we have the same core right now. It's Marvin Harrison Jr., love that. Mykal Wilson, still a fan of Mykal, Greg Dortch, and Zay Jones. Those four guys were our receivers last year. There have been no upgrades to that team, and that is a massive problem because we saw what happened on film last year. No separation. We need a wide receiver too. We have yet to address it, so I really don't understand what the direction is here. But Monty, I'm going to sit back and keep trusting you. Maybe the draft route is what you do and you just hit on every draft pick, and we get three guys who can come in here and be instant starters. We still need defensive tackle, like I said. If we got a corner, wouldn't be mad. A receiver, a right tackle, another guard. Will Hernandez is still out there, so if he comes back, I wouldn't be surprised. But, there's a lot of positions that I still think we need to honestly address, and we haven't done that. So it's very concerning. We're day 3. There's still some good players out there, but a lot of the top guys have flown off the board. We're not in contention for a lot of these guys. They're already signing. So when those become official, we're not in a great spot. So Will Hernandez, I'm assuming, will be back. If he's not, that's a little concerning. Maybe we pick up a guard in the draft, but we still have other positions that need to be addressed. Like defensive tackle, I'm assuming that's going to be our round 1 selection. Edge, we got Josh Sweat. BJ Ojolari, I'm assuming, is going to come in here and elevate. I'm fine with that rotation. But we need interior help. We need to be able to stop the run, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. But without further ado, let me go ahead and just walk you guys through the moves that we ended up making today. I had to rant a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan, but here you guys see the Cardinals are signing former linebacker Mykal Walker. He reportedly played 74% of special team snaps for the Commanders last season. He was okay. It's just not the best move. I'm not the biggest fan, like I said, but you just got to live and die with what it is. It is what it is, because his grades in PFF weren't great. You can't base everything off PFF, but his grades were not fantastic. I'm not the biggest PFF guy, and I know you can't base everything off this, but just look at the grades. A 40.6 overall grade, 54.8 pass rush, 53.5 run defense, and a 33 in coverage. So when it comes to on the field, he hasn't looked fantastic. He's a special teams guy. That's all he is. So if he comes in here and can be a good special teams player, then by all means, you do you. But I'm not the biggest fan. Then we move over to LJ Collier, probably my favorite move of the three. That is good depth. He signed a 1-year deal up to $4 million. The former first-round pick, if they always put former first-round pick, normally they're not that good. LJ Collier is solid, though. He's not anything great. He's not special. He is a backup rotational player, and he does make plays when asked to do so. So he sticks in Arizona. Set career highs in games played, starts, sacks, and tackles last season. Had a good year. Like I said, this is probably the best move we made. I'm not mad at this whatsoever. I'm a big fan. Then we dive into the other move where Greg Dortch technically is not officially a Cardinal, but he's basically going to come back because I can't see anyone offering him over $3.263 million. So the team confirmed that they have tenured Greg Dortch as a restricted free agent. It's the lowest tender, which carries a salary of $3.263 million, like I said, and gives the Cardinals a right to match any offer another team makes for the wideout. They would not get any compensation if they pass on that opportunity. So it's very interesting. I'm assuming he will be back. I can't see a team handing him a contract, but if they do, the Cardinals have the opportunity to match it. So it's going to be very interesting. Greg Dortch not really having a fantastic year last year. The slot was very underutilized last year. No separation at the receiver position, like I said. Didn't really have a true number one. Marvin Harrison Jr. was coming into his own. Mykal Wilson was just Mykal Wilson. I mean, he's just a big catch radius guy, big contested guy, can win jump balls. Like, I like Mykal Wilson, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he's a team's wide receiver too, and that's kind of me being a realist, not a hater. I love Mykal Wilson, the person. On the field, does some great things, flashes too. If you moved him to the slot, I think that would be cool too. Go get a wide receiver too. I wanted Darius Slayton, that didn't happen. I wanted anybody on the outside. Emeka Egbuka, I would take in the slot too. He's probably going to go in the first round. That's not really realistic. We need defensive tackles. I understand that. But Mykal Wilson, Dortch, and Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't know how big of a fan I am of that because we watched it last year. We're running it back. I don't like that. I'm not a fan. We needed a wide receiver too. We have a ton of money. We still need to get Trey McBride's extension done. I get that too. There's not a ton of money necessarily just completely free. Like we might have a lot. We might have like $40 million, $30 million. But we don't have a ton of money just to be able to throw around because Trey McBride does need to get extended. He's going to be the highest paid tight end in the NFL if I had to guess. But Greg Dortch is back. Very interesting. He is very shifty, very whatever, but like, I don't know. His skill set is nice though. Like I said, speedy, creates separation, is really good with the ball in his hands and making people miss. Like that's what he does. He is a shifty player. He's a shifty gadget kind of guy. Not even gadget. Rondale Moore was more of a gadget guy. Greg Dortch is trying to come into a slot. Maybe they just give him more time. I don't know. He's like 5'9" too, so it's kind of hard to actually like do anything contested wise. But Greg Dortch, that's not where he thrives. He needs the ball in open space. He makes people miss. That's what he does. He's a freak athlete, absolutely ridiculous. And Kyler Murray said it himself a couple years ago. I don't remember. I think he said if he was like 6'3" or something like that, he would be like the top 5 receiver. Let me try to find the graphic. That actually wasn't too hard. I found that pretty easily. It was on PFF. He said, "I feel like Greg Dortch is unguardable," which obviously is not true because Greg Dortch is very guardable. But if he's a 6'3" receiver, he's a top 5. If he's 6'3", he's a top 5 receiver. English. Let's go ahead and speak that language, baby. But I don't know. I just disagree with this heavily. I think Greg Dortch is a really solid receiver, but I don't know. If he's 6'3", it doesn't change his catch ability. Like it really doesn't. He's not making contested catches like that. Greg Dortch can take a hit. I will admit that. Greg Dortch is really shifty, but I don't know if I'm comfortable just running him back at the slot. We saw what this looked like. It was not fantastic. Towards the back end of the season, it looked a little bit better, but this receiver position struggled, and we're just running this whole thing back. Even re-signed Zay Jones. There's been no change-ups. I don't understand. Monty basically came into free agency, signed Josh Sweat after we missed out on Milton Williams. I thought that was a really good move. Then we signed Akeem Davis. I'm a little indifferent about that, but I think he can come in here and provide some good rotational minutes. If he's our starting linebacker, there's a chance he has a Mack Wilson-esque season. He could be really good for us. I'm not sure. We have to see how that one plays out. But Walker, I don't think he's going to be anything good. He's going to be a special teams guy. Greg Dortch, again, you guys know how I stand on that. LJ Collier, I think was the best signing today of day 3. But I'm very concerned. I'm not going to lie to you. I am very worried. I don't like the fact that we are running this thing back right now. The draft is where everything matters. That is how Monty Austinford operates. So the fact that we even got Josh Sweat might be surprising to some of you guys too. It's not really surprising to me. I knew we were going to be in the market for Milton and Josh Sweat. I was more hoping Milton Williams, but I understand Josh Sweat is a really good player. So we'll see what he can do. If he can get 8 sacks this season, 7 sacks this season, I would say that's very beneficial. Go ahead and get some pressures on the quarterback. We'll be in a good spot. We just need someone to wreak havoc. He can do that. Let's stay healthy, knock on wood. Everybody, I think we can be a playoff team. We just have to nail draft picks and continue to sign some guys. Go ahead and get a defensive tackle. Please and thank you. But with that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you guys are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, oh, hold on. Before that, let me know down in the comment section below how you guys rate the Arizona Cardinals free agency so far through 3 days. Let me know your favorite signing, the worst signing. I want to hear it all. Grade it A through F. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.